So now a special treat for me. I have gotten home to New York from my travels to NXT, the Performance Center down there. I was at Vengeance Day. We've talked all about it on the show, but now we have some of the principals. Last night was one of the greatest NXT shows I've ever seen. All 5 matches were good, and that started at the very beginning. The way they opened that show was crowning the first ever Dusty Classic Tag Team Champions on the female side, They crowned for the first time female Dusty Classic Tag Team Champions. And we're joined right now by those champions. I'm talking, of course, the great Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Dakota, I'll start with you. Thank you very much for being here. How crazy has the last 24 hours been for you?
What an intro. No, it's been insane. And from the moment they announced that the women will be having the first ever Dusty Classic, it's just been a whirlwind of emotions, from the evolution that the women have been trailblazing within, women's wrestling. This is just another sort of check in the box for us. And to win it as well is just the cherry on top of everything. It's been crazy. It's been awesome.
So Raquel, would you also like to compliment my introductory skills?
They were very beautiful. If you want to see Dakota can come up with some things, but compliments to the show.
Chef's kiss.
Thank you very much. Listen, so I was there last night. I did see the show. I thought the match was very good. Raquel, I start with you. I know you guys have been teaming for over a year now, but it's kind of been building to this. The Dusty Classic is something on the men's side for 5 years as it propelled tag teams, propelled single stars. What's it like for you guys now to be carrying that around as the Dusty Classic champions?
It's an absolute honor. We actually just got paired a year ago tomorrow. The 16th was when we were at NXT Portland. So to know that it's pretty much come full circle for us, and being a part of the Dusty Classic, as Dakota said, being part of the first women's Dusty Classic is an absolute pleasure and an honor. And then to win it is just amazing. On top of that, we both came into the PC after Dusty, of course, had just passed. And so we missed the opportunity of getting to interact with him, but he's definitely an icon, someone that we always looked up to. And we've heard nothing but amazing stories from everyone at the PC. And it's just an absolute pleasure to be, it's amazing to know that our names are going to be the first women's names on that trophy.
How did you guys feel about, and I'll start again with Dakota, I'll just kind of go back and forth here. How'd you guys feel about the match itself? Because you were tasked with not only winning the Dusty Classic, but you also opened an NXT takeover, which NXT takeovers are known for their high match quality and everything that goes along with it. But you guys they said, hey, you're going out there first, and we're starting the show with a bang with you guys. How'd you feel about the match, Dakota?
There's always a lot of pressure opening the show, being the curtain jerkers. There's a lot of responsibility to really set the pace for the whole show. And I think we did that. I think we went out there and put on a hard-hitting slugfest and really just set up the rest of Takeover Vengeance. I think we did a really good job.
Dakota, you took a crossbody from Ember Moon, who was on the top rope. You were on the shoulders of Shotzi Blackheart, and she crossbodied you onto the floor. Are you insane?
Yes. Okay. Short answer, yes. So I was a bit worried about that just because that was on the side where the commentator's table is. I've had not a history, but there's been a time in the past where my head has clipped the edge of a table and I need to get staples. So honestly, last night was a very good I didn't hit my head on the edge of the table. So that is, that's all I can ask for, really.
Well, you would hate to hit that table and maybe later on it would collapse or something.
I probably would have broken it, honestly. I've got a hard head. I'm Samoan, so.
Raquel Gonzalez as well. So I asked her the question, how'd you feel about the match? Because the match really turned when you got in there at the end and you dominated as you often do. And you were able to sit there and get the 1, 2, 3 to win the match. And of course, Dakota went and kind of stood on your shoulders too. I guess you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But how did the match come off to you?
Oh man, it came off to me as very action-packed. And I think that's how we really wanted to start the show, because you have these two other amazing athletes, Ember and Shotzi, and they're very strategic and very smart at how they were trying to come at us with their game plan. So it was very much intense the entire time. Even just standing there on the apron watching Dakota being put in this leg hold, I was sweating bullets because I was running up and down the apron. I was like, oh my God, just let me in. Like, I just need to get in there. So it was very, very intense. And it was almost so intense that like being able to like celebrate and everything almost became overwhelming at one point too. Like
Yeah.
sparklers, and it was like, what just happened? Definitely an adrenaline rush match. And I mean, we're very, very happy with it and so excited to know that, I mean, to be the victors of Dusty Classic.
So this podcast, Rasslin, is about two things. It's about celebrating the art that is professional wrestling, and number two, it's about me. And I was there last night. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Did you guys win that because you felt my strength in the building?
Absolutely. I mean, when you were there, you were on the pre-show as well. We just, it was just this rush of like, we need to do this. We have to.
Your presence was
Are you
very
proud? Are you proud of us?
Thank you very much. A little bit.
Were you rooting
but really,
for us? Who were you actually going for, though?
Yeah.
So
okay.
did you see the pre-show? They asked me who's going to win the match, and I said that Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are going to win the match.
Oh, sorry, we didn't catch that because we were so like prepared. But thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
In fact, Dakota, after the match, I was walking backstage and I said, "Hey, good match," and you never even looked at me.
I'm so sorry.
You never even looked at me.
There's a lot of people backstage. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of person, but thank you.
No, it's fine. But next time when I need to talk to somebody, I'm going straight to Raquel. Every time I'm going to her. So you guys have been teaming for a year. It obviously culminated last night. But when during this partnership did you realize that it could be special?
I think I realized it from the beginning, from NXT Portland. We didn't get to do too much of interaction with our teamwork that night, but I feel like every opportunity we had after that, we kind of tried to capitalize on it and work on different team strategic skills that we knew would benefit us as a tag as well coming up soon.
Yeah. Both of us have like such different styles, you know. Obviously Raquel is the stronger one of the two. I use my speed and sort of dynamic movements more often than not, but working together, I felt that from the beginning too. And while we have been a team for about a year, this is the first opportunity that we've had to like really work for something together. We've had each other's back throughout everything, you know. When I went after EO last year for the NXT Women's Championship, War Games, and Raquel versus Rhea with the last women's standing match, we've always been there for each other, but this is the first time we've got to work together for something of this magnitude.
So NXT is famous for, obviously you have Triple H there. You got guys like Shawn Michaels there, true icons of the business that are helping you guys to develop and to go through your careers. When you came through the curtain last night, did Triple H have anything to say to you guys?
Yes, he was very proud of us coming together and pulling this off. And he asked us as well if we had ever met Dusty while we were at the PC. And like I said, unfortunately, we both came and started at the PC after his passing. But he said something very special to us, which was that Dusty would be very proud. He would be very proud to know that Dakota and I are the first women to win the Women's Dusty Classic.
It's pretty heavy. That's pretty.
Yeah. Can't elaborate more on that. That's what he said, and it really hit us quite hard, especially after such a high intense match too.
Yeah, that's something you really want to hear. I mean, any business you're in, if they say, "Hey, one of the all-time greats in your business would be very proud of you," we're like, "Oh, okay, thanks." That's freaking awesome.
For sure.
Let's see where I'm at. Okay, we talked about Dusty Rhodes. I know you two have wildly different backgrounds, as pretty much a lot of people at the Performance Center in NXT do. It brings people from all over the world. But who are the wrestlers as kids? Because this podcast is also based in nostalgia, and I talk about how I became a fan in '87, and there was Hogan, there was Savage, there was Rude, there was Perfect, on and on and on. Who were the wrestlers? I'll start with you, Dakota, that made you want to do this for a living.
So my brother used to watch it all the time, and this was probably about when I was like around 10, 12. So he used to watch it a lot, and I didn't really give it the time of the day until I sat down with him, and it was right in the middle of the Rock and Stone Cold rivalry, like one of them. I don't remember. It was one of them. And just seeing the Rock on the microphone, and also the fact that he's Samoan, also kind of I could identify with something like that. Just hearing him on the microphone, and then the more I watched, women like Molly Holly and like all these amazing, like Trish Stratus and Lita, these amazing women that got in there and gave it as good as they got, basically. That really inspired me. And I didn't know there was, I only loved it as a fan at that point. I didn't know there was any way where I could personally pursue it, until I found out that there was a place within Auckland, New Zealand, where I'm from. And I started training in 2007, and I haven't looked back. So yeah, that's how that all started. Yeah.
And Raquel, I know you come from a wrestling family. I know probably a different, but you still would have been inspired by wrestlers, generations previous. So I was just wondering, same question for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I grew up watching a lot of Stone Cold, a lot of The Rock, the women's side, Lita, Chyna, Beth Phoenix. And I mentioned those names specifically because they were more of my build of a woman, and as a young girl, I knew I was always going to be different because I was automatically the same size as my sister, who's 2 years older than me when I was like 2. So like playing up to those different strengths and seeing these women do these incredible things, and Chyna wrestling men, it was something that was very breaking down barriers for a woman at that time. So watching them and then getting to watch my father wrestle live, it really just pushed me to want to do that as well, and to have that spirit to be a part of this community, this wrestling community that is amazing and full of amazing people. So my path led me into basketball and into college and continuing my education. But even after that, I still wanted to pursue a career in wrestling. And that's when I told my dad, I want to try and get my name out there, meet some people. And I had a tryout, and then I got here, and it was all very quick, and I haven't looked back since. And I've been at the Performance Center for about 4 years now, and it's really helped me grow as an athlete and as a sports entertainer like I want to be.
So I actually want to ask you about that, Raquel, because it seems to me, just from an untrained observer, and that's not my dog. From an untrained observer,
let me just shut the door real quick. She's going crazy.
Why don't you just get the dog? I'll ask the dog some questions. Okay, no, she's just gonna run off and get the dog. Okay, so Raquel, the question was for you anyway. It seems to me, an untrained observer who's never gone through the business, I'm just a huge fan of it. You seem to be growing in confidence every time you go out there. Like every performance by you is better than the last. You've been good for a while, you've been dominant for a while, but it seems like every time you go out there now, you're more and more confident. Would you say that's a good observation, or am I a little stupid?
No, that's an amazing observation, because I feel it too. I 100% feel it after every opportunity I've gotten with my rivalry with Rhea, coming out and helping Dakota. I feel confident every time I go out with these new things that are just coming at me, even like being an opener for a takeover, like that's new to me too, and being in such a high intensity impact match, that's all new to me. And it's really just, it helps me grow every time that I'm out there, 100%. So great observation.
Well, that's pretty much all I bring to the table. Dakota, so a year ago, you guys teamed up, but the good thing for you is right now you don't have to wrestle Raquel Gonzalez. You don't have to take these dominant moves, but the dynamic you guys have, and I've seen these other interviews you've done. It's a very Shawn and Diesel-like dynamic, but I think it's even grown a little bit past that. You guys have gotten this formula down so awesome. Are you still taking from that formula, or are you guys kind of, Dakota, are you kind of building your own at this point?
Well, initially we were very much compared to the Shawn and Diesel type dynamic. Shawn actually said it to us himself, which is like the craziest compliment in the world from someone like HBK. I don't know about you, Raquel, but I still get like weird seeing Triple H and Shawn Michaels helping us and being a boss. It's just weird to me. I don't know. I looked up to them when I was younger, so
even having Road Dog there too, and knowing
that
Generation X is here to like.
It's just weird.
So weird every time it happens. It's like a different world. I was like, wow, this is life.
Yeah. But on what you said, initially we did take a lot of the sort of same blueprints as they did, but I think as of now we're kind of just running with what we have, and doing our best to try new things and really work on this dynamic that we have together, because it is different. And yeah, I think we're kind of just running with it at this point, and think it's been successful so far.
I guess the question everybody has on their mind right now is this: is the dog okay?
The dog is fine. I'm sorry. She's a little bit crazy sometimes. She's a rescue, but she's good.
Okay. Well, she's a beautiful dog, and I know
Yeah.
she can't hear me because you're wearing the headphones. But okay, now she's holding the dog, and the
Okay.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful dog! That's
Happy.
something.
Yeah. There you go.
So I have a dog too, but he's not allowed on the show. He actually
Oh.
cussed. Yeah, he barked at Drew McIntyre, so WWE won't allow him back.
Oh.
Anyway, so obviously the Dusty Classic comes with benefits. It comes with the fact that you now have a tag title opportunity at some point. The current tag champions are people that you're familiar with. They are Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. I don't know when this is going to happen, when things are going to happen, but what's next for the team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez?
What's definitely that, going after the women's tag titles. This opportunity is winning the Dusty Classic was huge, but having this opportunity along with winning and putting our names on the cup is just makes it even better, because those tag titles have been on Raw and SmackDown for so long, and you know, the tag like the class of women in the tag in NXT don't have these different opportunities and these different things to go and strive for, but now we do. And this is our chance to almost bring it to the third brand and open up doors for everyone else who is looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the WWE Tag Championships have only been defended on NXT once, and that was when Tegan and I were a team against Asuka and Kairi. And the current tag champions are Shayna and Nia. Shayna and I have a lot of history in NXT. I think a lot of people will remember that. And also, when Nia debuted on NXT, I was her first match when I was on the independent scene as Evie. So there is a lot of history there. I personally can't wait to see Nia and Raquel step into the ring and face off. I think that would be a very, very cool moment. And, you know, if they are the champions by the time we have our match against whoever they are, but I think that would be a very cool moment.
I don't want to give you advice, Raquel, but I don't know if you've been watching WWE TV lately, but Nia does have a weakness. So
There is
I just I don't know. I that's probably all I need to say about that. So,
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
This week, I'm going to be working on my many skill sets of leg sweeps.
Yes.
The Russian kind, the regular kind.
Fine.
Dakota, earlier you tweeted today. You said, "We all have our journeys, the ups and the downs. I'm glad you're getting to join me on this one." Were you talking to fans? Were you talking to Raquel? Were you talking to your dog? Who were we talking to?
Everyone, I think, especially my dog. The wrestling business is very rough, physically and emotionally. You know, you go through a lot of ups and downs. Everyone does. It's just the way this business works, you know. Such a roller coaster of a ride. And I really was referring to not only the fans, but to Raquel as well. Like we did that together, and it's such a milestone in both of our careers to date. But yeah, to the fans as well. I think even though we portray a certain like character on NXT on Wednesdays, they are still there for us, and they do a lot, and people often overlook what they do, especially after a year when there have been no live shows. There hasn't been that opportunity for the fans to really interact with us and to see us live like that. So yeah, it was kind of an umbrella to all of those.
So yesterday was my first trip to the Performance Center. It's an incredible home for you guys, and what they've done down there with the Capitol Wrestling Center is awesome. But Raquel, I'll start with you. How eager are you to get back out there? Because eventually the world will open back up, and you'll get to take this act on the road, and you'll get to enjoy the fruits of having a live crowd again. Do you guys think about that right now, or are you just focused on the task at hand?
Of course we
all
think
the time.
I don't think I could explain into words how eager I am to get in front of a crowd, because I went from having my debut in for the first time in front of over 1,000 people. That was a first for me, and it was incredible. The energy of the audience and just everything going on at NXT Takeover Portland, to going to a crowd of 0 and it being silent in the arena while then going to like a crowd of 10, and now finally we're getting a little bit bigger. We're at a crowd of like 45, 50 people in NXT, and it's slowly getting there, slowly and slowly. But I have just had like a hunger for over a year to be in front of a crowd of over 1,000 people. And I know it's impossible at the moment, but I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to the day that I get to do that again, for the second time in my career.
All right, so this will be the last question, because I know you guys have had a very busy day. You've had a lot going on since your victory last night. First of all, I thought the victory was incredible. The trophy, you guys got up on that platform. Way too much confetti. I don't know if you guys had anything to do with that.
I was thinking of doing snow angels for a second while I was up there, because I was like, this is a lie.
Far too much confetti. I've never been around that much confetti. But so my question to you is, and we've already kind of broached it a little bit, but you get to work with legends of the business. You also get to work with some of the great up and coming wrestlers there in NXT. Does it ever get old being at the Performance Center and getting to go do this every single day?
Absolutely not. It's gosh, if you're really passionate about something like this, it never gets old. And being able to be in such a huge locker room of talented people and women, like the NXT women's division is very cool. Like everyone's, it's like a family backstage.
Let me stop you there, because you're not going to say it. I will say it right now. The NXT women's division is the strongest women's division in professional wrestling across the world. That is from the champion all the way down. The roster of women at NXT right now is as strong as any division ever in wrestling. I will say it, since you guys won't. So you don't have to.
We're being modest.
But really though, and that there's such a diverse background within that locker room too. Like you have women from all over the world, from all different kinds of backgrounds, from like everything. But I think the thing that makes us so strong is that a lot of us are just so selfless. Like we want to be able to tell the best story possible, and whatever that is, we're going to work together to do that. Obviously the athleticism and that side of it is one thing, but to be able to work together with such selfless, just amazingly talented girls, it just is the cherry on top of what we do. And like I said before, like this business is filled with ups and downs. It really is. But if you get to step in the ring against someone who's really got your back and you're working together and you really trust that person, that makes everything so much easier. I think it would be really difficult if you had a hard time getting along with the person in the ring, but all the women just make it so easy.
All right, Raquel, I'll let you have the last word. Obviously, we're in February. A lot can happen in 2021, but everything seems to be on the way up for you guys. What does 2021 look like for the team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez?
I think 2021 looks like gold to us. I definitely see us holding up those tag titles, being the best team that we can be. And I agree with Dakota. The reason that we have dominated so much is because we have a certain amount of trust for each other, and it's a team dynamic. So going to the PC never gets old. Training every day never gets old. Working together to build up the next best takeover match never gets old. We always strive for more and more and more. And I think that's what puts us on a different pedestal compared to other divisions.
All right.
Tell them our name. Tell them our team name before you.
We have a team name now.
We have a few. Go on.
So I'm Big.
And I'm Trouble. And
together you're in big trouble.
Oh boy.
Like that? Or option number 2.
Yeah.
Unit.
Okay. I hate that one with a passion.
Yeah, we did. That one didn't really. That didn't really. No one liked that one. That's fine. We liked it.
I can work on a couple if you'd like.
Please do. We don't have a name yet, but yeah, we were open to suggestions.
I kind of like Big Trouble.
Yeah, we like it too.
Like you can have two best friends out there, one of them wearing the t-shirt Big and then the other one wearing the t-shirt Trouble.
Okay, yeah, I want to see where that goes. Yeah, that works. I would buy. No, actually, I think you might be cheating. You might be trying to get two merch bonuses by having a Big t-shirt and a Trouble t-shirt.
But we don't have a shirt yet at all. Raquel
So
doesn't have a shirt
fair.
either, so I feel like this is okay.
Okay, I
we
mean, you
get
guys,
a couple shirts out of it.
I think we're getting towards shirt territory for you guys. I think we're getting real close. So I'm gonna close this interview, but I want you both to hang on for a second because my 12-year-old daughter is sitting 3 feet right here. Huge fan of both of you. So as soon as I shut down this interview, I just want her to be able to say hello to you. So those are the 2021 Dusty Classic female champions. They're incredible. The future is very bright for both of them. It's Dakota Kai. It's Raquel Gonzalez. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Brandon, for having us.